Good evening friends, I'm Gopi Krishna from Glorious IAS Academy. Today we'll discuss about disinflation, deflation, and they are related to the concept of inflation. This is today's Hindu newspaper's headline. Disinflation is a greater force right now than inflation. So what is disinflation? So disinflation is exactly not opposite of inflation. In inflation there is a rise of price level, but in disinflation the price level increase is there, but increase is little bit reduced. So suppose there was a 6% inflation last and now say this inflation is reducing to 4%. So what it means, inflation is there but the rate of inflation is going down. This is called disinflation. So disinflation is the rate of inflation is going down. So what are the reasons for disinflation? Usually, because of the tight monetary policy. So when there is a inflation, the central banks try to rein in the inflation using tight monetary policy by increasing the repo rate and by increasing the CRR, etc. So by tight monetary policy, it reduces the money supply in the market, and also it makes borrowing little difficult. So because of that, inflation will be controlled and disinflation trend may set in. Removing supply side constraints. What it means is usually there is a trend of inflation when demand outpaces the supply. But if we can ramp up the supply by removing whatever the constraints are there, by improving the efficiency, now supply also matches the demand, and so inflation will reduce. Another reason is fiscally prudent measures. So government, if it starts spending less and it increases its fiscal prudence, then also money supply will reduce and automatically the inflation rate will go down. So this is very important to understand. Disinflation, where inflation is there but rate is going down. So we have another concept called deflation. Deflation is the opposite of inflation, where the prices are going down. The prices are going down. So in disinflation, prices are increasing but at a lower pace than what it used to be before. But in deflation, the prices are going down, and deflation is considered to be generally bad, and there is also good deflation. We will see what are they little later. So now this is a NDTV headline. This is RBI surprises with a double rate cut than expected. What it means for the EMIs. So RBI's monetary policy meeting decided to cut the repo rate 50 BPS, that is 50 basis points. This is the terminology used. 100 basis point means 1%. So 50 basis points. So repo rate is reduced from 6% to 5.5%. So repo rate is the rate at which banks borrow from RBI. Therefore, RBI reduced the borrowing rate required. So obviously banks can borrow at a cheaper rate. So they will give this benefit to the consumers also. So consumers also can borrow at a cheaper rate. So what it means, RBI is sending a signal that now the money supply will increase in the economy. And another cut is the CRR cut from 4% to 3%. So banks need to park the capital reserve ratio, how much money they have to park, percentage of funds they have to park with the central bank, that is reduced. So they get more funds with them to lend. So obviously this also brings the interest rate down for the consumers. And inflation estimate for the year is revised to 3.7%. So it is now below 4%. As per the FRBM Act, the mandate government gave to RBI is it has to maintain inflation rate from 4% to 6%. Now RBI is expecting the inflation rate below 4%. Now, so what does it mean? It means we can see it as as we have seen in the previous slide, this is related to disinflation. So whenever there is a disinflation, because it happens because of the tight monetary fund. Previously, the our repo rate was very high and it didn't reduce. There was a concern on food inflation also. If you have followed the current affairs previously, and repo rate was not reduced almost for 6 months. But now, as the inflation is coming down, that is now disinflation is setting, not only in India, in other countries also. So as the disinflation is setting, again RBI is trying to have loose monetary policy. It is reducing the rates, the repo rate and CRR rate, so that the spending will increase. And what it means for the EMIs, basically the EMIs will go down. Now let us discuss about what is deflation and why it is considered to be bad. So deflation is exact opposite of inflation. So here the prices are falling down. So and it is considered to be bad for the economy. We need a moderate increase in the prices. So the 4 to 6% is a good, but if prices are falling, it is considered to be bad. Why? One reason is consumers postpone their spending. You can also imagine, if the prices are falling down, they will postpone because the prices will fall down more. Why to buy now? So because of that, the overall demand will reduce, and overall when the aggregate demand reduces, the supply also will reduce, the entire economy shrinks. Another reason is debt burden will increase. So whenever people take debt, suppose I take 100 rupees debt, and suppose I can purchase one basket of goods with 100 rupees, and suppose there is a deflationary trend, and now after 1 year, now 98 rupees I can buy one basket. Basically the prices have come down because there is a deflation. Now after 1 year I have to repay back 100 rupees with interest. Let us imagine in this case there is no interest. So when I am repaying back 100 rupees, that means I am not repaying one basket of goods. I am repaying 1.02 basket of goods. I am repaying more amount. So whenever there is a deflation, the borrowers will have more burden, but lenders will enjoy because the debt burden increases. So when the debt burden increases, the borrowing also will go down, and so the entire economy again takes for a spin and loss. So this is one reason. And corporate profits also go down because they are not making a lot of business. Their revenue will go down, and so automatically their profits also will go down. So once the profits go down, they lay off the employees, and it will lead to, because the laying off is there, and only people have to buy because they don't have employment and salary. So it leads to low demand. Again, it will lead to more downward spiral. And investment also will go down because as the profits are going down, the investors will think the economy is not good condition to make profits, and entire climate is in a negative mode. So obviously they want to postpone for their investments. So that is also works against the economy. And government tax revenue also will go down because entire business is in negative. So because of all this reason, the deflation is considered to be bad, and the central governments and the our central banks try to avoid this. Whenever there is a disinflation, they want to ensure that it does not deteriorate into deflation. Inflation, moderate inflation, and once the disinflation trend is setting up, they want to take care at that level only. But there is something called, it's not always bad. Sometimes in some sectors, you say good deflation. For example, in tech products, if you see tech products, the mobile rates keep coming down, the flat screen rates, smart TVs, computers, their rate always keep going down. But that is not considered to be bad, but that is considered to be good. Why? One reason is, why we have to understand why the deflation is coming. Is it because of the demand driven factors, or it is because of the supply side innovations? But here, the in tech products, it is not because of lack of demand, the deflation is setting in. It is because the supply side innovation is very high. There is a constant tech innovation is happening, and there is intense competition between these companies, so they price their products aggressively. And also because of automations and robotics, the economies of scales have developed in these sectors. So because of economies of scale, automatically the price will go down. Because of all these factors, in tech industry, the prices are falling down, and they keep falling down for quite some time. So, but that is not considered to be bad, that is actually considered to be good. So you have to differentiate between good deflation and bad deflation. But if it happens in overall economy, deflation is very bad, it's contractionary, and central banks and central governments try very hard to avoid it. And you can think of 1929, a great economic depression. It also started with deflation. And what is Moore's law? As we are in tech industry, Moore's law. He was a co-founder of Intel, and he famously predicted that every 2 years the number of transistors on the chips will double, and the law is holding down. It's holding good almost for 50 years. So basically what it means is number of transistors will increase on the chip, so the chip size will reduce and its chips processing power will increase, which we are seeing right now. And India also started its semiconductors manufacturing, and in 2025 we are expecting the rollout of first Indian made chip. Keep following the news. Recently only our Ashwini Vaishnav, our Honorable Minister, made a statement regarding this. So basically, and in the industry also we are aiming for 29 nanometer to 90 nanometer that size chip, because that is considered to be legacy nodes. But we are not competing at a lower level. For example, Taiwan makes a 3 nanometer chip, but right now we are aiming for 29 to 90, because smaller chip, the capital intensive cost, setting up cost is very high, and our chips are used in trains, automobiles and other sectors, and 60 to 70% demand is there for this legacy nodes. So it is strategically India is aiming for that size, and it will innovate later, and it will try to compete in higher end precision chips also. So that's it from my side, friends. I am Gopi Krishna from Glorious IAS Academy. Thank you.